Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. Iowans age 65 and older will soon be able to get the COVID-19 vaccine. This as Iowa is moving toward the second phase of distribution. And it's our top story now at 5.
This next phase, 1B, now includes Iowans 65 and over, as well as other high-risk populations. This next phase will begin receiving vaccinations no later than the week of February 1st, and we'll be updating the shortage order to provide some additional flexibility between now and then.
K through 12 teachers, first responders, and law enforcement officers will also be eligible, but not everyone will be able to get immunized right away. Governor Kim Reynolds says vaccine supplies are limited. The state is receiving roughly 19,000 doses of vaccine each week, and those doses are being sent out as quickly as they arrive. One of the first executive orders signed by President Joe Biden was to cancel the Keystone XL pipeline. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem today expressing her disappointment with that decision.
I think it's the wrong policy on energy, it's the wrong policy on the environment, and it's the wrong policy on safety. Over the years, we've debated this pipeline and vetted it on all of those elements, and this pipeline is not only just creating jobs and helps us secure an affordable energy supply, it also is safer for our environment.
Governor Noem also says the pipeline was a better alternative to transporting energy through trains and trucks. Let's take a look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers here in Siouxland. Woodbury County Health reporting 24 cases in 24 hours. The positivity rate just over 11%. In Nebraska, Thurston County with 7 new positive tests today. The county with more than 1,000 positives total during the pandemic. And in South Dakota, Lincoln County reports 24 new cases. The positivity rate there stands at roughly 13%. Siouxlanders looking to buy a home are finding out tonight it's one of the most competitive markets this region has seen. Specifically in Sioux City, the demand is high while inventory is low, especially if you're looking for a mid to low range market home. And as far as new homes being built, developer Rick Bertrand says they're having a hard time developing some areas. He says it is harder to build because of the restrictions and regulations that are placed on new construction in the city limits.
A lot of developers don't like to build in Sioux City. It's really hard through the permitting process. There seems to be a little bit more thicker regulation in this town when it comes to putting in infrastructure. So that's one thing as a community I think that we need to improve on.
Century 21 ProLink realtor Jason Geary says the competition is sometimes so intense, some houses are up for sale and then sold within hours. He also says his #1 tip for home buyers is to be pre-approved before you start looking. That way, if you do find a home you like, you are able to purchase right away. Next week, RAGBRAI set to announce the 2021 route for bike riders across the state of Iowa. There have been some slight changes made to the schedule. This after 2 overnight communities dropped out of that ride. But the Lamar's community is still set to be the starting point for the 7-day trip on July 25th. City leaders say this is a great opportunity for the community, but COVID-19 precautions are, of course, at the forefront of their planning efforts.
You know, until you don't hear the word COVID anymore, there's always going to be that apprehension and that fear related to that word. So hopefully it can be done in a safe way and we can show what Lamar's has to offer.
RAGBRAI is still planning a virtual announcement party that's set for 5 p.m. on January 30th. And it's time tonight for your first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, again, one of those days where we saw the sun, but the wind made it feel a little chillier.
That's right, Sophie. A very sunny day throughout Siouxland. And temperatures, they were above average, but we had wind gusts at times today around 30 miles per hour. So it definitely did not really feel like 40 degrees. It felt more like low to mid 30s. Our high temperature today in Sioux City was 40, 41 in Wayne and Yankton, 39 in Lamar's today, 37 in Orange City as well as Spencer, and 36 in Storm Lake. Overnight tonight, temperatures will drop into the lower to mid-teens for a lot of us. We could even see some single digits in eastern Siouxland. So a cold night ahead of us. It looks like tomorrow is going to be a chilly day throughout Siouxland, and then snow moves in on Saturday. I'll have more details on that coming up in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
Thanks, Marcus. Well, Rivercade is making some preparations to kick off their annual homemade cardboard sled races. Trophies will be given out to the race winners of the most creative sled. Now, anyone interested in participating can stop by the Parks and Rec's office to pick up the cardboard if they need it. Once your sled is assembled, bring it to the races at Cone Park.
It's quite exciting to see those come down this hill, because on cardboard they come down this hill full force, and it's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch. The enthusiasm, the joy makes it all worthwhile.
The event is taking place this year on Sunday, February 21st. It is free and open to the public. Some pretty creative ones. Well, it's not often that the stories we share cover 40 years in time, but as Tim explains tonight, this week's edition of Siouxland Stories does just that.
Indeed, Sophie. The reality is that this is a story that could end up being experienced and retold for many years to come. One man's hobby to connect with others in a most unique way.
Before the snow started piling up,
a few of my friends and I decided to come out here and go bow hunting.
Ankeny, Iowa's Ross Bruins was hoping for a memorable hunt along the shores of Saylorville Lake near Des Moines.
You know, I told my wife it was my last hunt of the year. Came out here that day, didn't actually see a single deer, but it'll probably be one of the most memorable hunts I have for the rest of my life.
Most memorable, you might be asking? How could that be? The answer is found a couple hundred miles away in the Spirit Lake dining room of Janet Otto, and the stacks of binders her late husband Jim, the father of 4 kids, cataloged beginning in 1976.
Because even though he's been gone for so many years, that people still say his name and want to find out who he is and who his family is, and I think he would really appreciate that part of it, leaving a legacy.
It turns out Jim was quite the adventurer.
Probably too much so. He would get into situations that I wasn't sure if my life insurance was paid up. So
long before his death in 2012, Jim Otto started sending messages in a bottle.
as we went back and forth to Nebraska, where I lived, then we would cross the river at Sioux City, and then he thought, okay, I'm going to start throwing bottles in.
Dating back to 1976, hundreds of bottles, eventually turning a hobby into a lifetime of family memories.
Hopefully that there wasn't a highway patrolman following us and we'd get picked up, or we would throw out the bottle and somebody be fishing below and we'd knock them out of the boat. But I said if we got picked up and found, that would be the end of the hobby.
His kids were less concerned.
Dad would wake us up and say, hey, we're coming up to the next river, and so whoever's in the front seat had to roll their window down, grab the bottle, make sure you recorded the number. That was our job, what number, what the bottle was, and then of course throw it in.
The bottles launched at home and overseas, cataloged by date, time, weather condition, and location, all awaiting a reply.
He was just hoping to get a few back. He was always excited, and I am too, when I hear from somebody.
So far, 65 people have contacted the Ottos after locating one of Jim's green bottles.
This is all in German, which I can't read. This one came from the penitentiary in South Dakota. Good friends found a bottle in England.
He found personal connections, and then he would try to keep the connection alive. It took time to wait for responses, and I guess that was a virtue that he had, was patience.
And now you can understand why Ross Bruins calls his last bow hunt of the winter most memorable, even without ever seeing a deer.
So when I came out here, I was trying to be as quiet as I could be and was watching my feet and ended up just seeing a bottle and picked it up and realized that it was a message in a bottle. And I actually took a picture and I had texted it to a couple of my friends who had been deer hunting the spot, and they couldn't believe as many times as they had been up and down that trail that they had never seen that bottle.
He would be really happy and excited that so many people are still finding his bottles.
With bottle 32 tucked away with Ross, the wait continues for when Jim's hobby again is given new life.
It makes us all feel good that Jim is still touching people's lives.
Now, Ross tells me that he does plan to release bottles with his own son once his own son is old enough to join him out there. In the meantime, hundreds of Jim's bottles are still waiting to be found, each with a story of its own, leading to another connection between his family and complete strangers.
What a neat story.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to cross almost 40 years with that type of a connection. Make sure to watch for more Siouxland stories there every Thursday on KCAU 9 News at 5 and 10, and then also on Fridays during our midday. And if you know of someone with a unique story, we hope you'll share it with us so we can tell that story. Just email news@kcautv.com, and we'll share those stories with the rest of Siouxland.
Really cool. Well, the role of Transportation Secretary within the Biden administration remains open tonight, but Pete Buttigieg took a big step forward in filling those shoes. What you need to know from today's hearing, that story coming up.
And it's looking like we are going to see seasonably cold temperatures overnight tonight, colder with clouds tomorrow, and then snow moves in Saturday. All of those details after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
30% chance of snow, but temperatures all next week are mostly going to be in the mid-20s, so some below average temperatures expected for the forecast.
Looking like an interesting weekend.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, the Orpheum Theater Preservation Project has chosen a new board president tonight. On Wednesday, David Bernstein was given the presidential honor. He is succeeding Irving Jensen Jr., who passed away last summer. Bernstein says he's honored to receive this title after being involved with the Orpheum since its restoration. If you'd like the full story, you could find this digital exclusive posted on our website right now, SiouxlandProud.com, or click this story on the KCAU 9 News app. Well, riding a pen pal can be fun for all ages, but for one group of women, it's an essential support system. We'll explain why coming up. But first, Pete Buttigieg today outlining his plans if he were to be named Transportation Secretary. More on his vision for protecting travelers across the country and why one senator is stressing the importance of a bold infrastructure plan.
Are you a veteran with a story that you'd like to share? Well, each week, KCAU 9 is featuring veterans sharing their stories on Veterans Voices. A salute to Siouxland veterans.
For more information, contact us at veteransvoices@kcautv.com. President Joe Biden starting to build up his cabinet. Today, a Senate committee hearing holding a confirmation hearing for former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg. KCAU 9 Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson reports.
Thursday, former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg took a big step to becoming President Joe Biden's pick to lead the transportation department.
We need to build our economy back better than ever, and the Department of Transportation can play a central role in this.
Fellow Hoosier and Indiana Senator Todd Young introduced him to the Senate committee.
And as mayor, he invested in important infrastructure improvements.
Buttigieg outlined his vision to protect travelers and improve the nation's infrastructure.
I will work every day to make sure the department meets its mission of ensuring safety. Safety for both travelers and for workers.
If confirmed, Buttigieg would become the first openly gay person confirmed by the Senate to a cabinet position. Mississippi Senator Roger Vickers said President Biden's plan to improve rail could impact the entire country.
These issues are significant for all Mississippians and all Washingtonians and all Americans.
Washington Senator Maria Cantwell stressed the need for a big and bold infrastructure plan.
And we need to make infrastructure investment all around the United States of America, including in public transportation.
A Senate confirmation vote for Buttigieg is expected in the coming days. In Washington, Rashad Hudson.
A group of grieving mothers is finding a new way to stay connected tonight, and it's far from digitally. Why they're embracing handwritten letters with heartfelt messages next. Finding ways to connect with others throughout the pandemic has been difficult, especially for families who are experiencing grief. An organization tonight is working to connect in more than just a virtual way. Taylor Bozier explains.
The anticipation of getting a package.
When do you get fun mail?
Now that mail might mean a little bit more if it's from someone who understands your grief.
Having something to look forward to each month and not knowing who it's from is almost more special.
It's part of No Foot Too Small's Guardian Angels, For each month, moms will write letters to another mom in the group.
Our plan is to keep it anonymous through the year and then end in December with kind of an unveiling of who your mom pair is.
It's like someone that doesn't even really know me at all is taking time out of their day to write me a letter and make sure that I feel uplifted, which I think is just incredible.
12 letters a year, once a month.
I'm excited to see like when are these letters gonna come, and just kind of have even an arsenal of like, oh, I really need that letter from January again, and just looking over it and seeing what kind of support that will offer.
Reminding families how important their guardian angels are.
Your baby's not forgotten. So when you get that card, it's kind of a reminder that even from what seems to be a stranger or an anonymous person, your baby's being celebrated, remembered.
Taking a live look outside right now. Before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, Sophie, anybody looking for a new home to buy here in Sioux City knows that the pickings are slim. We're checking into that, finding out why it is so difficult to be able to find a home to buy locally. That's coming up at 6. Meanwhile, Governor Kim Reynolds of Iowa, with the first news conference of 2021, bringing changes to the state's vaccination strategy. The second phase of those shots is set to begin for Iowans 65 and older, but many seniors are telling us that lining up a shot has been difficult and somewhat challenging. We'll look at the problems behind that at 6 as well. Also, the identity of one person with a winning ticket to Wednesday's Powerball drawing has yet to come forward, but we now know where the ticket was sold, at this Coney Market in small mining town out in Maryland. Meanwhile, Friday's Mega Millions drawing now approaching $1 billion, Sophie.
That is wild and kind of unfathomable. Thanks a lot, Tim. That is pretty cool. And our weather overnight set to chill down as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a cold night. Temperatures dropping down into the low to mid-teens tonight. Tomorrow, highs only in the upper 20s. So normal temperatures. Snow moves in on Saturday.
Thanks, Marcus. And thanks for joining us. See you at 6.